and it's not going to be a happy revolution or some cheerful ceremony.
Exactly. They are on point. They are vicious. They are wicked. They love stench and death and hurting goodness. I mean, they really do. They really are evil. When you talk to globalists, and I've been around them, they just go, I mean, they just enjoy it. They're like grinding on a nerve. It's like they're sick. It's just, and they're not going to give us quarter. Anything else, sir? You're making some good points. Anything else?
I mean, if you can talk about what's it going to take for all this to change and stay changed and get these people out of power. That's my concern.
I'll tell you what, I'll talk about that when we get back. Stay there. I want to get your comment on my points, and then we're going to, at the bottom of the hour, we'll play these video clips coming up. Looks like they've taken the Hillary video down that I saw with her saying she works for the CFR. To answer Chad in Florida's question, how do we wake people up? How do we get them involved? How do we get them to see the light? Our culture has degenerated very slowly, and it's all been adopted as habits. And the globalists take a lot of evil things and bad things we do naturally, and they accentuate them. They legitimize them. They say it's honorable not to care about your neighbor, honorable to not be involved. And it's going to take people breaking out of the control mode. It's going to take individuals realizing they're not fulfilled because they're not living right. And they're not informed. And their subconscious mind knows they're being scammed and lied to and that bad things are going on. And they're not going to get fulfillment diving deeper into denial, deeper into the sick culture. That they're only going to get fulfillment by finding out the truth and standing up for what's good and pure and honest and wholesome. And the globalists know that. They know we're having a cultural crisis worldwide in this controlled high-tech society and all the changes that are happening. And so they come out and say, oh, we need to have a green revolution to fix all this and a new way of life and simplicity. And they say a lot of things that are true, but then piggyback on that all of their tyranny and control. So they have a lot of the best and brightest and good people working with them, believing they're doing it for the greater good. It's psychology, it's sociology, it's anthropology. The establishment knows what they're doing. So it takes people kind of breaking out of the status quo, the comfort zone they're in, and seeing the bigger picture. And because the globalists are making their move from a somewhat controlled society to a totally controlled feudal neo-serf society, people are getting uncomfortable now and are starting to stand up and say no. But the globalists foresaw all of that decades ago and have been setting up a giant archipelago of prisons and police and surveillance and military and citizen surveillance squads. And as they implode the economy, there's only going to be jobs serving the system. Even if you work for a corporation, it's going to be servicing a government contract. So our society is converting to a planned, organized, highly controlled tyranny. And so, take the issue of eugenics. I get up here on air and I read from all these textbooks and government documents how they want to poison the water and the air and how they want to sterilize us, which they are doing, and how they want to break up the families and have CPS, in the nuclear family. This is stated policy in scores of government management level manuals. And we're here now. And I tell you, folks, this is, for all of human society, this has been recognized as despotism, as the tyrant. And they may try to package it up in 21st century bows and paper and bells and whistles, but it's bad. And so it's going to take a lot of people getting hurt by the system. But if we don't speak out and point out what this really is, then as the system gets more abusive, people won't even be able to recognize that. They'll get caught up in the moment and not see the big picture. Our job is just to get folks to pull back, see the big picture, not get so caught in the everyday grind, the everyday groove of doing the same thing the same way that they let life pass them by without ever thinking, what makes human societies operate? What makes me want the things I want? What makes me do the things I do? So it's going to take, really all I am is like a cold bucket of water on somebody to wake them up. And I'm ham-fisted half the time. I'm not perfect. But I'm jolting people out of their status quo. And that's what we all have to do. You don't have to get somebody to believe exactly what you believe or to go out and take action immediately. It's only waking them up. America and the world need to awaken. Does that answer your question, Chad in Florida?
Yes, it does. I mean, the one thing that I was pointing out was just is everybody going to pay that set all this up? I mean, I'm concerned about that, you know.
Well, I do want to bring the globalists to justice as well. But, first, I'm just trying to slow down their operation. Then we can beat them, then we can bring them to justice. We'll be right back.